What is up, YouTube? This is Space Captain again with another battle report of Warhammer Age of Sigmar Skirmish. Today we have Skaven versus the Wood Elves. This is actually the last battle of the campaign between my opponent and I. You may have noticed I tend to do a 3 and out type of thing. There have been more games, but I just haven't put them up because either lack of information or 1 or 2 pictures being taken. So this is the final of the campaign, and sure enough, we wind up rolling a 6. So super awesome. I have played this before, and I have played it wrong before. I've played it wrong a bunch of times. But this is the first time that I've played it, and see my green board. It is a 3x4 because it's technically half of a table that connects together to be a 4x6. So it's a rectangle rather than a square. So anytime that you do see battle reports where I'm on a green board, then you know it is a 3x4. But the great thing about this battle, oh my goodness, if you haven't read it, check it out. Basically, you are running to take control, first the sanctuary, then the altar, and you are trying to seize the relic. The way that I have been explaining it, or just pretty much trying to build a narrative. I figure it's an altar that either has an artifact, a relic, or it's just already been opened. Somehow has ties to the warp, maybe Nagash. But basically, they are rushing to take control. The Wood Elves, they're trying to either neutralize the altar or turn the altar in their favor so that they can wind up using its magical energies. And the Skaven are basically doing the inverse. So a really fun narrative about this is whoever you want to be the home team, per se, you can kind of theme it like that. You know, why would the Skaven be trying to get this? Why would the Wood Elves be trying to get it or stop it? Vice versa. Really fun. So, with all of this magical energy coming in towards the altar, which we are trying to seize, I imagine it as like a magical storm coming in and just sort of enveloping everything slowly, coming in, encroaching like a low hanging cloud, but basically a deadly magical cloud fog that comes over the region slowly as we're trying to, 1, take cover and get to safety, but 2, also seize control. So this is a very fun scenario for sure. Definitely super interesting, especially since the main victory would be that you have more bodies around the altar. So this potentially could be in my favor because I have a lot of bodies, but we'll see. Also, for the campaign, we decided to run with 60 points for the last match. We had been running 50 points and not gaining any renown, just because we wanted to keep it simple. This is her first take on Skirmish, so just keeping her interest really was the main goal. So, we have the Wood Elves and the Skaven. The only difference is the Wood Elves have 1 more Sister of the Thorn, and the Skaven have 20 clan rats. I was running 16, but now they have 20, so everything's okay. So here we have the board. The center of the board is marked by that tree. The relic is that coin over in the top left. And the walls are, of course, that building, the tree line, and the entrances are marked by those red dice. The dice at the lower portion, the white and green, that is the deployment area for that side, and then the deployment area for the top side is up in the top right. You can't really see. Basically, it's that dice diagonally cut down and up, straight up. So the whole goal was that I wanted there to be at least a foot between the entrance to the altar, or the sanctuary, and our deployment zones. Because, you know, you're supposed to take at least 2 turns to get in there unless you're super fast, and I wanted to, since we were playing on a smaller board, and a lot of it is based in corner with these huge, I was just trying to manipulate it so that it would be fair for both sides. And we have deployment right here because we are not trying to burn to a crisp from magical fog. And battle start turn 1. The Skaven actually go ahead and get the first turn. Not really mattering much though. So we just shimmy up, and the elves do the same. Turn 2, the Wood Elves get the first turn. So I was actually unaware. I kind of thought that my Warlock Engineer would be safe, and I kind of thought that my Warp Fire Thrower would be safe. But it turns out that that isn't really the case. So she puts her guys up there, moves them up around the altar, basically just trying to establish dominance. She has her elves shimmying around her branch witch, and I wind up losing my Warp Fire Thrower. So this is what I'm staring at, just a big old hole, my naked Warlock Engineer, and just a bunch of scrubs. Oh man, so yeah, definitely not really looking forward to working with these scrubs, but we're going to work with it nonetheless. So we do have a little bit of luck with the Warp Lightning cast. I wind up blowing up one of her Sisters of the Thorn. I shimmy my guys up. I'm not in charge range. I will be next turn. Also, one thing that wasn't brought to my attention until recently is that you can pile in skirmish. So that changes a lot. So in the future I'm going to have videos where we do pile in, because that you can see right now it would change a lot of things. So shimmying up, trying to get my Warlock Engineer in at least somewhat of a good position while also not dying in a magical fog. Also, we have a kitty cat over here crashing the party. So moving on, roll off for turn 3. Skaven, choose the first turn. And I am actually not sure that I got the first turn. Yeah, she got the first turn. So she moves back, and she doesn't move her guys because she wants me to come in and attack her, because otherwise she's just going to pick me off. And sure enough, she kills a few, but then on my turn, I wind up charging in, do 1 wound on the Sister of the Thorn. In her shooting, she winds up doing 4 wounds to my Warlock Engineer, so he is not going to be of this world for very much longer. Oh man, so roll off for turn 4. Wood Elves choose the first turn. So, she's staring me down, and she's just kind of like, I can't pass this opportunity up. I can shoot and charge, all the above. I'm going to do it. So she just charges in. This is actually just her move roll. So basically anybody who charges, piles in, everything like that. So she is about to just wreck face on this relic. So she's attacking with everybody. The Warlock Engineer winds up perishing on the shooting phase. So here is a little bit of combat from two very quick angles, I guess. But we somewhat have a pillow fight on my end. I wind up losing 4 with rounds of shooting and also attacking. On my turn, I lose a few to Battle Shock. I wind up losing, I think, 4 to Battle Shock. So ouch. And these are my guys that I have left. So I charge them in. I'm trying to take out these ranged troops because they are just murking me. And I'm just trying to get as many bodies around that as I possibly can. So what happens is, I wind up actually getting pretty lucky. Take out the Sister of the Thorn. And I see these guys up here trying to attack. So I'm thinking, if I survive, I might actually win this, because you're supposed to have enough bodies within 3 inches. And yeah, so I could potentially win this still. And on turn 5, Wood Elves choose the first turn. So the Wood Elves wind up actually doing a little bit of damage. And at this point, from the Battle Shock of last turn, basically, she would have won because of the Battle Shock. I rolled a 4 on the Battle Shock, and basically I only had 6 guys left. So I basically was just kind of like, you're going to win if this happens, but do you want to continue on and see, you know, if this plays out? So sure enough, turn 5, it kind of plays out in my favor. So I do wind up winning, but I also wind up losing. So we wind up calling it a draw because there's a lot of things that we both forgot throughout it, and also, you know, if she just wrecked me from the beginning. So technically on the video I won, but I'm pretty sure the Wood Elves actually won. But I'm gonna call this a victory for this game. And victory, just because I am I don't win a lot. So Warpfire Thrower. Oh man, I wish I would have kept him alive. The Warlock Engineer, definitely MVP. Bodies, Fortress Vows, that came into play, but it also kind of didn't need to, even. I mean, she was lighting me up with Arcane Bolt. So, not really much I could do. Also, Sisters of the Watch, Sisters of the Thorn, they are just so freaking good. Oh, man. So, the next few battle reports, I probably will still be Skaven. Not sure who I'm going to be facing. Might be vampires, might be... Well, there aren't vampires in this. Might be Lizardmen, might be Chaos, might be High Elves even. But I think I'm going to run with the Skaven for a little bit longer before I try out a couple other campaigns in my name. So again, thanks for watching. Thanks for learning, and comment in the comment section anything that I missed, anything that I could do better. Just let me know, and once again, thanks for watching. Keep on wargaming, y'all.